Well, here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, this has been a minute, hasn't it? Oh, wait. Let me... Okay. Let's see. I had to start up the music here. All right, so we're going to be trying to do something a little bit different tonight, right? So what we are going to do is basically this is a brand new project where I actually bring on new people onto my show, and they would actually get to have a chance to be able to show off their clans, right? So I have been, for the past week or so, I have been basically recruiting clan recruiters to come onto my show. And my first guest here is going to be CMSuperStorm. Very awesome guy. You know, we got a chance to actually talk, and but he's going to be joining us here tonight. Basically kind of think of this as, you know, kind of being able to hear the voice that goes beyond just the you know, those recruiting posts that we see all the time in the forums and all that good stuff, right? So, but and I understand it's been like 3 months since my last show. I get it. But I figure I wanted to try to do something different this time. And then that way we can, instead of me just coming on here bitching about what people say on Twitter all the time, we can actually have actual conversations. And actually I could try to put together a service for the community, right? And hopefully this works out pretty good. So if you're here, you know, hit that like button for me. You know, you gotta play that algorithm game, right? And that way more people have a chance to be able to see this, you know, especially people that are trying to look for a clan. My boy Storm, I got his clan link down in my description, so you'd be able to look up his clan. And I would like the idea later on. I would really like to get it to where when I have an audience, I can have people that actually call in and actually talk to these people. So that way you can kind of ask questions right on, you know, putting these guys in the hot seat, I guess you could say. So, all right. Uh-oh. There that goes. All right, let's go ahead and switch on over to the main event, baby. Let's see here. Let me make sure I got my Discord showing. There we go. So I got my Discord showing here. This is where I got it. All right. Hey Storm, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. Hey, if you could do me a favor, if you could turn my stream down. It's like I can hear myself talk. It's like, oh man.
I just did it.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Okay, so everybody, this is Storm. He is the admin, I believe, for the clan Defiance. And I would say, you know, we can kind of start off and you just kind of tell us a little bit about your clan.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm everyone calls me Storm. Even my like real friends call me Storm. So there's a story behind that. But so basically what Defiance is that we are trying to build and have been slowly getting there, getting a non-toxic end game type environment where we're trying to get people who are end game ready or people who are seriously ready to get to that next level. We have people that will help potential new lights that will come in, or solo players that have been playing for years by themselves but wanting to get into that end game content. So that's pretty much what our premise is. We do try to get people involved as much as we can, if possible. So excuse me, I'm a little have a short throat. So,
Oh, you're good.
yeah. So, yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. It's like I've been in this game for, I was a day one beta D1 guy. So, I pretty much have been around for the 9-10 years that's been around. So it's just having a clan. Certain people need it, and we're trying to cater to those type of players that want to be there. We don't really push low mans, stuff like that, solo flawless. We do support that. We wish everybody the best with that, but that is something that we are not focused on. There's still a lot of people in the community that don't even do GMs. They're limited with dungeons, even more so with raids, because it's a lot easier to run a dungeon with only 3 people needed compared to a raid, because some people just don't know 6 people. So that's what we're trying to build that type of environment.
Right. Hey, Pristillis, I am sorry if I'm butchering your name. Let me know if his audio is better. I did raise it up a bit. Hopefully that helped.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me now?
I think he can hear me, but it's he's saying that he could barely hear you. So
okay, he said it's better.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool, awesome. There we go. Yeah, I wasn't sure on the volume yet, but I was just making sure that my OBS could even pick you up. So, okay, so,
look at this guy. This guy's dedicated. He's doing Crota while watching the podcast.
Oh, there you go. Hell yeah, let's go. Actually, he's next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's for the show tomorrow night, so be sure to tune in for that. But yeah, let's see. I think now, what is kind of like I don't know, what is your guys's goals? Are you trying to become like the next megalithic clan where you have like 6 or 7 different sister clans, or just kind of keep it simple?
No. What we basically, our premise and what we want the mid-size. We don't want to be 75, 90 members, something like that. In my experiences, because when and I believe we talked about this the other day, back in D1, we actually had a group. We had a big group, and then we had a clan, and then we split it off. But it was easier back in Destiny 1 compared to what it is now in Destiny 2. The community is completely different. The idea, and let's face it, the games are different as well. There's a different feel to Destiny 1 than there is in Destiny 2.
Right.
So back in the day, you were able to get by with having a huge clan, and this is just my personal opinion, but now what we've noticed, and I did take a break from running clans, so I ended up hopping clan to clan with a bunch of people. So what I ran across, as well as several of the guys that are in my clan, is that we felt that in a clan that was really big, sometimes people were not heard. They would be lost in the sauce. When you have a huge clan, we have seen there's been a lot of cliques, and if you're not in that clique's circle, you tend to get left out.
Yeah, and I feel like, not to interrupt or anything, I was like, I just kind of had a thought. When it comes to cliques in my clans, like in the past, it's like, you get these guys that only play with each other, and there are those who, you know, they're like, hey, can I get some help here? But and they always seem to be the one that are the most active, which I kind of get. But I just don't feel like those are very healthy within a clan, in my personal opinion.
It all depends. The cliques will work if they are inclusive. If there's, and I have seen a majority of cliques in the clans that have been mutually exclusive. They don't really allow outsiders, quote unquote, to become part of their circle. I mean, I've been part of cliques. You can't get rid of them. I have close relationships with people. That's technically a clique. But the difference is, we don't shake them off. We don't brush them off. We don't push them to the side. We try to get them involved. We may have a group of 6 people for a raid. For me and some other people that are surrounded by me, I've been known, and this is even when I was not an admin but just a regular member, I've given up my spot in a run for somebody else who I felt needed it. You know, I push what I want to the side, just so other people can get involved. And that's pretty much a life lesson for me, because I kind of live that way outside the game. So, but it's my way of trying to pay it forward. So if I'm bringing in somebody new, yeah, okay, I'm an admin, and that's fine. Admins really should put themselves to the side first and foremost, in my eyes. That's how I lead. But to be a good teammate and a clan member, you want to look out for your fellow clanmates. You want them to feel comfortable. When they're comfortable, they're going to get more active, and they're going to want to reach out to another member that may come in who's a new light. Maybe they're going to push around and say, hey, you know what, this new knight needs to finish a legendary campaign for Lightfall, you know, and then they'll go and help them out. So that's an idea that I have. That's what I like to follow, and I hope that kind of rubs off on everybody else that I do it with.
Right. That sounds awesome. Yeah, it's there's a lot of things that, when it comes to clans, you know, people kind of go through, especially, you know, like there was especially like purges. I'm sure you've experienced purges, right?
Yes.
We had I'll quickly tell the story. We had, at one point, we had one of our guys. He was really good with teaching raids and, you know, pulling people through. And so we basically dubbed him like the raid commissioner, basically. And he also had what we called was a raid bitch. So he had one extra person with him to help with the clans, kind of like a sidekick, right? So, but he was always doing the raids all the time, every day. And we even tried to tell him, it's like, bro, like, back off a little bit. You don't have to do a raid every single day. But I mean, if that's what the people want, I mean, go for it. But you could take a break. You'd be like, hey, let's not do a raid tonight. Let's just run some strikes or something, you know? But, you know, we kind of let him do his thing after a while. And eventually it got to the point where he actually left us, taking like half our clan. Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck? Now, I can't say, you know, I know I've also experienced with like my old clan leader. There was some big issues when it came to, you know, I guess control, I guess you could say. People were wanting to kind of put together their own clan, or not their own clan, but their own raid team. Like they were trying to do a raid but he's like, nah, y'all can't do that unless if I'm involved. And it's like, you can't really tell people to do that like at all. I mean, especially if it's people that, you know, pay for the game, right? So have you experienced any of those things, like, you know, purges and stuff like that?
Well, you know, again, for actually running several clans, I mean, I was forced to. The one thing that really hurts about the clan, about those type of purges, is I've actually had to remove a close friend of mine a long time ago. I haven't talked to him since. But he was like a really awesome. He's a really awesome guy. He was cool. He was a little out there in terms of ideology, in, you know, for personally, but he tried to preach a certain aspect of his life. He was, you know, he dealt with protests constantly. He was fighting for stuff that he believed in, and then he started pushing it, and he started to push it and push it and push it on a bunch of people. So I had a talking with him. Also, another friend of mine, he also spoke with him. He was an admin with me at the time, and everything was okay. But then the next protest came up, and then he was pushing and pushing and pushing again. I had to remove him. That was a personal thing.
Right.
And that kind of bothered me. That's an example of an individual purge. I've had to do several multiple purges, mainly for the fact that, and I actually just got rid of, I actually let go of a couple people in our clan now, because recruiting is different now compared to what it was 5 years ago. It just seems that a lot of people know how to answer certain questions, and they lead you on, and they do all this stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely interested. Yeah, I'm a raider. I was like, I want to get better. And then you bring them in, they do the roles on your Discord, right? They do the register for Charlemagne. You know, they do all the little things we ask.
Yeah.
And then you don't hear from them. For 3 weeks. And then you try to reach out, no response. You reach out again, no response. That's one of the most difficult things that we deal with now, or at least I deal with now, is now we're trying to find the right people. Back in the day, for every 10 people I recruited, I was good enough to hold on to 7 of them. Those 7 people would stay. Now, if I reach out to 10 people, I'm lucky if I get 2 to stick. So it's a lot of things. I always felt when D2 came out, I think Bungie handled the clan system wrong. Ultimately, out of context, and a lot of people do this, Destiny was trying to build up the clan feel. Hey, clans are going to be a big part of this. You know, we want people to be in the clan. Here's about 8 to 9 Ingrams that you can earn.
Yeah.
And that kind of, I never thought that was the right way to go. But we worked with it. We tried to handle it the best way we can. I do feel a lot of the new players that come in, the new lights and everything like that, and it's not including if they have the DLCs or not. I have noticed a high peak of people, and it's been like this for years, where they just want to join the clan just so they can have the raid name on their emblem and to collect the Hawthorne bounties.
Right.
They do limited work. They may say, "Hey, what's up?" every 5 weeks or something like that. You can see that they're active in game, but they're not active within the quote-unquote clan family. And that's something that we have really been trying to avoid with this iteration of this clan, because this clan was built off a different clan, which then was built off 3 other clans. So we're trying to maximize the we're trying to get the best out of people, and we want them to be successful, and we're trying to push that we're not successful unless the individuals are successful with us. The best thing to do, and it's, if I go into sports, winning a championship is not an I thing, it's a team thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we want in our clan. It's a team thing. We don't flex, we don't ego out. We have fun, we joke around. I know we're on YouTube, so I know I can't curse that much. So,
oh, yeah. You could curse, just TOS. That's all I ask.
So we're trying to get the best out of people without bringing toxicity, and we want them to feel involved. We don't want to exclude them. We want them to feel like they found a home. We want them to belong, and that's what we try to push.
Now you were, I remember the last time we were talking, you were talking about competitiveness, I believe. Yes. You play baseball outside of playing your own personal life, and I think you were telling me, I'm trying to remember. Baseball and bowling, and you're here to play the game and stuff like that. So but that's like outside of Destiny. So but do you ever feel like, you know, some of that competitiveness where it's like, hey, I'm here to play against you, not be your friend type thing? Do you ever feel like that kind of seeps into Destiny a little bit, or?
Yeah, I'll respond to that, but I have to do a favor for one of my clanmates. He wants me to tell you that I'm the best recruit ever.
Oh, anyway. All right, cool.
Yeah. So,
but I wonder, because I'm the one who recruited you to my show, right? So I recruited the best clan recruiter.
So
go ahead.
So I'm 47 years old, right? So let everybody know I'm an old school gamer. I've actually been playing sports ever since, like, my first time I picked up a wiffle ball bat, I was 2 years old. I actually tried out for the New York Mets in 1997. So I have a competitive streak. It's in me. I go. It's a passion of mine. Competition. Like, there was even at times where I would get really mad if I lost at Uno. So it's like, So, but it's competitive. But and you're bringing up the whole friend thing. When I play baseball now, again, being at 47, I'm actually lucky I'm still able to play at my age.
Right.
But I've always told people that when I go and I play baseball, or if I go bowling, that I'm there to play the game. I understand not everyone's going to like me when I'm a little competitive, and I get it, but I'm not there to make friends. If I make friends, it's a plus and it's a bonus. But I'm there. I want to enjoy myself. I want to win. I want to win my baseball game. I lost my game on Sunday, and I was not happy. But I knew how to handle it. But so when I do those sports and those activities, like, I'm there. I put my heart and soul into whatever I'm doing, whether I'm DHing or whether I'm playing first base, or if I pitch, if I strike out or if I walk. Everything stays composed, but it stays within that game. I can compartmentalize my competitiveness and not bring it home, So, but yeah, a lot of people, you know, people respect me in baseball. Bowling, not so much. Um, but
Shit's
when it's
serious out there, man, when it comes to bowling.
yeah, it is. So, but for baseball, people respect me. They know that I love the game. They know I've been doing it for 40 plus years, playing the game for 40 plus years. I helped the commissioner of the league with their website a long time ago. I actually went to court with the commissioner a long time ago because of another league who didn't like what I said. So, but that's what it is. But I'm there. I'm there to play the game. I want people to come in, be active. Bowling, yeah. Bowling is a little different animal because there's side pots and I can actually make money. So I go there to try to put my best performance out. If people don't like me because I may walk with a little bit of swagger, if I shoot a 300, that's fine. But you know what? I'm not there to be your friend. I'm there to enjoy myself. I'm there to make money at times, and then I also want to win.
Right.
But off of the lanes or outside of the baseball lines, I'm a cool guy. Everyone talks to me. They don't have an issue with that. It's just that there's a little bit of a switch that gets to me, where when I'm involved in something, I kind of zone out and I get into competitive mode.
Right.
I wish that happened with PvP because I'm horrible, but I don't do PvP.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna judge you on that shit, all right? Because I suck at PvP for the most part. I mean, I guess I can hold my own, but I mean, I wish I was a little bit better. I feel like I'm a lot better when it comes to like PvP, for like Call of Duty, But when it comes to Destiny, it's just a whole nother ball game. I feel like it's so much faster, and these kids, they just 360 no scope me from across the fucking map with ease, and probably with their eyes closed. So Bungie is going to be putting in this whole LFG system, which I'm assuming, since they've done the whole clan thing, I kind of wonder. I believe, if I remember correctly, I heard somebody talking about that they're going to have where you can recruit players into your clan through that same system. So I kind of wonder if maybe like actually condensing it and all into one space, like in the game within itself, I kind of wonder if that's going to make any difference, Well, I don't know about the quality of people, but I mean, I think it could be a little bit better if people are already there. I mean, I've done some wacky shit when it came to recruiting people, doing it at the tower, and just trying to get some, have me and a group of guys try to get someone's attention and then lure them into the Zavala's office and trying to convince them to come into the PlayStation chat. So that's quite interesting. That's kind of hit and miss sometimes, but I have recruited some people that way, or GamerLink. That's where I found most of the people, is GamerLink.
Well, hopefully that idea hopefully that idea does pan out. Let's just say that Bungie, they have tried to implement certain things when it comes to I guess requirement or acknowledgement type. Case in point, Guardian ranks, right? So Guardian ranks, I think, was probably not a great idea because, one, I don't care if somebody's rank 11. Just because somebody's rank 11, it really does not say anything when it comes to their play type, their play style, their personality, or how they handle themselves. So just, and then that was my initial thought. And then Guardian, and then a couple weeks in, then you're hearing stories about people not bringing in people or other gamers for a raid because they weren't above rank 7.
What?
Like,
You're kidding.
yeah, no, that was a
I
thing.
don't, what? That sounds like it would be worse than be like, you gotta have galley.
That's pretty. It was kind of like that.
But
you know, it
hey,
was
I mean,
kinda
if
like
that's
that.
your preference, I'm sure that you do you, boo boo. But I feel like that's a little extreme, to be honest. But hey, you know, I handle things a little differently. It's like, I don't care. Like the
Well,
whole
that
ranking system, I could care less.
Yeah, that stuff was an LFG, and the only reason why I knew about that is that there it was posted on Twitter. There was stuff on Reddit for that, where you know, a lot of this stuff was going on. It's the seclusion that it actually gave people is kind of messed up. I'm never going to solo flawless a dungeon. That's not me. I don't strive for that. You know, the community has so many different personalities. You have the elites, right? So you have the elites, you know, you have Salt, and then you also have Esoteric, right? But then you have somebody different in with Dano, and then you have, you know, Red Cactus here, and you have, and then Asta Cross, and then you got Sweat Sickle. Everybody is different. There's so just because somebody is a guardian rank 11, I know there's people out there with guardian rank 11, but a person who's a rank 7 or 8 can run a raid a lot smoother than that guy that's rank 11. It's the same thing with the raid reports. You can't always go by the numbers. The numbers, okay, fine. You know what? My friend, who I've known in this game for 8 years, he's my best friend now. I know him in real life. We met, we talk all the time on the phone. He's the best guy. He's the best thing that Destiny's ever given me, right? So I always say that.
Right.
You know, he over multiple accounts. I think 2 or 3 accounts combined. I think he has 3,000 raid clears, close to it. Yeah.
Somebody need to tell that boy to go touch some fucking grass, bro.
No, but
wow.
He does it. Yeah, he does it, and he's very meticulous, right? His time management is so on point that he can get things done faster than pretty much almost everybody else I know. He's not an elitist. He's not a try hard. He's just
efficient. It's just, he's efficient about what he's doing.
He's super efficient. The one thing that he loves to tell people, because before Guardian ranks came out, people would always talk about his season pass number, right? So season pass 100, but then you have people that are at like 900 and 760 for their season pass rank. So in one of our older clans, a lot of people started calling him out, saying that he doesn't touch grass. You know, the typical thing that he has no life. Number one, he has a life, and he actually does a lot more outside the game than other people that are under him who have bitched or complained about it. His saying is, don't hate the player, hate not playing the game.
Right.
That's his thing. Because why are you going to call out his stats? Because he sits there and plays the actual game. But he plays it in less time than other people, but he plays it differently, which is why he is what he is. I know what he's trying to do. I can't be him. I have to be myself. There's no way I can sit there. I fully understand what he does. He can get all 3 characters done with everything he needs by Thursday.
after reset. That is just nuts, dude.
Yeah, after reset, and then
Well, he
goes
probably
in-
has a life because he gets everything done within the first
does.
week and first few days, and then he's just like, I don't need to play anymore.
Yeah, no, and that's what it is. And you know, he's married, he's got kids. I know his family. He's my age too. He's 47 as well.
Right.
So but he is so meticulous to that. He's a very analytical guy. That it's ingrained in his head. So you know, he's the one who actually told me about like, oh, Destiny power bars and all the other websites and you know, trying to figure out, oh, what would help me increase the level more. Actually, one of my guys who's listened to the stream, he actually knows him as well, and he understands what I'm saying, because he can help people increase. You know, you have the guides out there, oh, get to 1800 level fast, right? He can break it down without even looking at that and telling you what you should do first, when you should do it, and what you should do last. So like, he's that good when it comes to that game. But a lot of people aren't like that. The game, there's too many things out where you can pinpoint, and there's always going to be one thing that's wrong with you when it comes to from everybody else.
Right.
I don't play. I take off on Mondays and Thursdays for family time. I'm a scrub.
Yeah.
I don't know how to eager edge. Sorry, you're not joining my LFG team. You know and so maybe with this LFG that they're bringing in, I think it's next season.
I believe it's next season. I feel like it might be increased, or at least it'll be in our faces, right?
It will be. It'll be in game. I've noted, you know, and I've said it to you, and I'll say it on air. Going back to D1, I've never had one successful LFG run. Maybe it's because I'm picking up the wrong group. I'm misreading the ads, but I've done a lot of know what to do's. The last time I actually did one, know what to do. Yeah, we've done Kingsfall plenty of time, and I'm sitting there. I'm trying to figure out, why are we still at War Priest for an hour and a half? You know. So, and then you have the chill groups. Now, my time management is not great. I can't put in the time like I used to, because in D1 I was hardcore. Now I'm hardcore casual. You know, so I need to worry about my real life, because I kind of hid in the game back in the day. It became an obsession for me.
Right.
You know, so it kind of, my life was in a different field, in a different area compared to what it is now. Now, I'm more focused on my personal life, with my family, and everything like that. So I cannot go back to that mentality. But, you know, it's just, hopefully, maybe with this LFG system, maybe it will be better than what it is. I know there's more. I think there's selections that you can do, know what to do, or maybe a time limit. I forgot what the options were, but I know that there were certain things that you can actually check off, and it'll match the search for whoever is searching for that.
Yeah, and if you're looking for something like, and on the other side, they can make those same like they could click the same things, and they kind of match make you guys, and then hopefully maybe that would help. And I know, if I can remember correctly, I swear to you, I remember a scene in one of the videos. I think it was when they were this last showcase, when Bungie was doing their big showcase for Final Shape, and and they were right there talking about the whole LFG system, and I could have swore it said clan recruitments. So I'm thinking, okay, that would be awesome if you can go in and actually like this is what I'm looking for, these type of people. If you're a try hard, or if you're one of those people that, you know, you're looking for the best of the best, right? Then you can actually set it up that way, and those who are looking for a clan can set it up that way, and, you know, matchmake, and that would be awesome. So hopefully, maybe with that system, it might actually help out with a lot of recruiters out there.
We'll see. I mean, what the ideas that Bungie has implemented throughout the lifespan, in theory, the ideas are valid. The functionality of it is less than. So, you know, like the idea of the Guardian ranks, yeah, you know what? It was a good idea in theory, but the way that they had it, and then you have certain things that are time gated, and everything, it's kind of weird. I was shocked because I couldn't, but this is what, the third season of Guardian Ranks. So
Yeah.
last season, I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, how come I can't get past level 7? And I'm sitting there, I go, wait a minute, how come I only have 200 recommendations? And I'm like, when I had like 1,300 the season before,
Right.
and I was like, wait, and then
it resets, I believe.
Well, from what was told to me, there's certain things that stay. So if you do the combinations for the combinations for Grandmaster, for dungeons, for raids, and for trials, those, I believe, do not reset. The recommendations that you get from like Strikes or regular Crucible, or you know, everybody's favorite game, Gambit, those actually go away after every season. That's my understanding. So it's kind of like you have the you know, if we try to use PvP as an analogy, you have the casual accommodations, they go away, but the competitive accommodations, they stay.
Right. So okay, so when it comes to like whenever you're recruiting and all that good stuff, what are some of your bugaboos, the things that you just you can't stand, or something like that? Is there anything that really stands out to you when you're in that recruiting process?
All right, I'm going to say this in in live chat. I can't stand copy paste. I go through the forums frequently, and everything. Every time I go, people copy paste almost everything. They I recruit differently. I actually want to have a personal discussion with somebody. So the only thing I really copy and paste is my forum post. But if I see somebody that catches my eye, so if like this Pestilence, right? So let's say he puts a post on, I'll sit there and I'll read his whatever forum. Oh, searching for a clan. This is who I am. Eastern Standard Time. 24 years old. I'm on Xbox. I got, you know, whatever he puts in. The amount of times that I've read people's posts, and the first line says, "Do not contact me with a copy paste answer." Next, you know, you have 15 clan founders posting a copy paste of their clan,
Right.
completely ignoring the guy's post. I don't do that. I've seen another thing that catches me is that if there's a person looking for a clan, the clan founder actually is talking in the guy's post, and they have a general discussion, and then next you know, they start posting within their post, like they're posting a different clan for them in that personal discussion. Another thing that I don't like is when I do have my clan posts up there. I'm like, oh, if you're interested, please message me, right? Or another admin, depending on the clan.
Right.
Then we have people that request to join your clan. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, they saw my post. And then you reach out to them privately. Hey, man, where'd you hear from us? Let's have a chat or whatever. No response. It's usually 3 strikes you're out. I'll reach out to them 3 times, and then I'll just deny their application. Another thing that really bothers me is that there's so many people that are looking for a particular thing. And again, for me, I want to get personal with that guy. I feel high number clans are looking just to fill numbers. For me, I want to have a personal feel to make sure that they understand we are looking for not your clan member 49, but your CMSuperStormX to us, right?
Yeah.
To give them,
and he's a Titan main.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So, so that's, so I see that, and then you're like, oh, okay, fine. It's like, they're like, yeah, sure, what's up? And then I think I told you this the other day. I asked the guy 4 questions. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Oh, I pretty much did an age, sex, location on him. Oh, how old? How old are you? Where are you from? What time zone?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and I sit there and go, oh, when is your normal playtime? And the guy turns around and goes, listen, you know what? I'm not going to join your clan because you asked me too many questions.
Oh, God.
I asked him 4 questions. Meanwhile, his post was 2 paragraphs long.
Yeah, jeez. Well, okay, so like what I do, I don't know. I've never had that particular. I've had where I had a couple guys that were younger. They seemed really cool. They were best friends, and they were telling me a story how they were just talking to a couple of other guys and they were recruiting for their clan. Well, apparently these guys turned out to be a couple of assholes, right? And basically just treating them like shit. So I was like, so I asked them, I was like, all right, well, give me what's the name of the clan and I'll go talk to them. And I basically went in acting like, I'm looking for a clan, and they brought me into the chat, and we started talking, and literally, like, at this point I'm like really good at what I'm doing, when it comes to like recruiting other people and stuff. And we got to the point of they didn't want to. Dark, I see you in chat. I see you guys. Don't think I'm ignoring y'all. But they tried to, I started asking a bunch of questions and stuff like that. You can't join, Dark. This is our discussion. We could do a show with guardsmen. We could work that out. I know you're a clan leader, Dark, but you're not a part of this clan. Jeez, sorry.
No worries about it.
But anyways, so I kind of have an idea of how I wanted to go about this when I'm talking to these guys, and I literally come up with a bunch of just real simple questions about about their particular clan. And eventually, I'd say after like the 2nd or 3rd question, they were just like, it was just like a turn on a dime. Mm-hmm. They were just like, you're asking too many questions and you're using all these big words, and I'm like, what? They flipped the fuck out, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? These are questions that I get all the time whenever I'm recruiting, and you can't even answer those simple little questions. I mean, it's just like, how many people are there? What are your guys' goals? The same things a lot of the times. So the questions I get all the time whenever I'm having a one-on-one contact. So because I feel like I feel like not enough clans do that enough. Now I understand there's people, everybody does their thing differently and they find success. And it's just they don't put enough personal touch to it. You know, I feel like I feel like it's a lot more meaning if you're like what you were saying. You want to come in and you want to tackle it as I want to actually get to know you. So whenever I see your gamer tag, I can hear your voice. I know what main you play. I know a little bit of like right now, if I remember correctly, Titan main. You like to play baseball outside, play baseball and bowling. And you've been playing Destiny since D1 Day 1 Alpha probably. So but you want to be able to rattle off that kind of information, especially if someone's like, hey, how's this person? He's like, oh yeah, he's pretty cool, he's a crown eater, you know, but it's all good.
One of my guys that's actually listening to this, and he's watching the stream. You know, I talked to him, I believe, for like 3-4 hours before he joined, right? So like I sat there and we talked and we were talking, and then my final thing I said to him, I'm like, all right, I've seen enough, I've set you a green light.
Right, yeah.
You know, so you know, and he's been valuable to us. He's sitting there, he actually DMs me with ideas and all that stuff, because I mean every clan goes through it, but the lack of activity. I know last season was completely horrible, where I don't know, the population was the lowest in like 6 years or something like that. But like we're going to go through ups and downs. Every clan is going to go through it, unless you are part of, again, the high tier. You got, Clan Redeem. Back in the day, you had the German bus drivers, right? They were on constantly and all the time. So unless you have that type of clan, the clans that are not to that level, they're going to go through hills and valleys. They're going to go through the time of activity. Yeah, Crota came out. Oh, a bunch of people was running it. I did day one for the first time ever. So, but you're going to get that. Now, if we're going to constantly get story drip for 10-15 minutes a week, if that doesn't change, we're always going to go through that process. D1 was just different. We didn't have story drip. Everything came out. But also
but you had really long content drought too.
Yeah, long content drought. But the thing was, D1 is not the looter shooter that it is now. You didn't have that much stuff to chase, so people were still running 390 raids, right? People would still go and try to help people with flawless. The easiest thing to flawless back then was Crota, which is the proverbial meme, right? Crota was a strike.
Right.
And look what Bungie did. He's like, you want to make fun of it? There you go. Have fun soloing this. So, but yeah, so like, it was a different feel back then. I'm a Destiny 1 guy. I actually enjoy myself. I still go back into Destiny 1. I go around and play, the Cosmic Sin and doing like Echo Chamber. I still think is one of the better strikes that was in Destiny 1. So like I enjoyed that stuff. And if I feel I'm getting overloaded with D2, whether it's whether I'm having personal issues I'm dealing with at the time, and I don't want to be with anybody, and I want to just take a little bit of a break from myself in the game and not be Storm, I'll go back into Destiny 1 and just hang out and do stuff, because it's relaxing for me. D2, when D2 came around, after I got away from my original clan, that I was founder for like 5-6 years, all the way up into Red War. I had the personal issues or whatever, but when I came back to the game after a couple years, from taking a long break, I logged in every once in a while. But I then started clan hopping, and I started going to a bunch of different places. Um, I was in a high end uh, clan with a couple of people that are with us now, and I would run with them. I would run with these people, and then but this was like in all other clans before, is that because I took my time away, I felt like I was under the microscope. I felt like I was being judged. I felt like I wasn't up to their level, and not everybody is the same level, and I get that, but I just felt like they were looking down at me, and it made me uncomfortable. And I felt that in so many clans, just as a regular member, that there were times I wanted to quit the game
Right.
because of everybody, because of the community that I was in at that time. You know, people want requirements, which is fine. Everybody's good like that. But you know what? Just because somebody doesn't have 250 raid clears with 5 titles, it does not make them a bad player. I rather
No.
run. I rather run with somebody who I know has 80 clears, 80 clears overall. He hasn't been in the game for about 3 years. He can come back, and I will be more comfortable with him running in a raid than somebody that has 570 clears. Because
Yeah.
usually, the higher the number, there's more of the opportunity to flex an ego and make them believe that they're a better player than you. And I don't think that way. I know that there's people better than me. I know that there's people worse than me. The one thing that I have always been and kept myself modest, and this is also with my friend I told you about,
Mm-hmm.
we know where we started. We all came into this game green. We all struggled. My friend, in one of the first King Fall attempts that he did, he popped a bubble at Sisters during damage phase.
Mm-hmm.
He did that. One of my dumbest things is that I was in Atheon during damage phase. Remember how we used to sit in the pillar at D1, that low platform, and it's just surrounded by a void where if you just fall off the ledge you die.
Right.
I was on the back. I was on the back of that, and I popped my bubble. I never landed on the platform. I popped my super and I died.
Right.
Like, those were funny back then. You do stuff like that, it was funny.
Pestilence says, whoops.
You do that now, you get kicked from a team. And that's just wrong. It's a game.
I think that's more like LFG though, right? Like LFG is like probably the most troublesome. I would say that's where I hear where most of the complaints are coming from, was a lot of just LFG stuff. But there's also a lot of good stuff that come out of it. I mean, hell, when I was I can't, it was in one of the clans I was running at some point. I actually was trying to put together like a fire team 3 fire, like just, or just enough where it's like me and one other person, and we wanted to go in and help others through LFG, and then kind of use that as a possible way to recruit people. So like I try to get creative with it, try different things and stuff like that. But when it comes to the LFGs, I think I had the lowest success because, of course, once you get to the end chest, most of the time then people just dip,
Yeah.
And I don't think I left that behind pretty fucking quick, to be honest.
Yeah, and yeah, but again, it's not a right or wrong thing. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel. Just because I sit there and I turn around and I look in forums, and again, I see all these copy and paste things.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not for me. It doesn't mean that it's wrong for them or anything like that. I do go through life as a whole, stepping in my own footprints. I don't step in anybody else's. I just try to live what I want to do. I don't want to follow. I am the only superstorm, right? There's
Right.
nobody else like me. There's no other Armalite, right? You're
Right.
your own person.
That's
When
right.
we start trying, yeah. So when we try to go in, the hardest thing to do is go and join a clan, whether it's mine, whether it's Redeem, whether it's the, whoever's, Cactus's group, whatever his clan's name is. But
Right.
it would make me, knowing the fact that I am not to their level, it would be really hard for somebody like me to sit in their clan. It really would, because we want to enjoy the game. Everybody wants to enjoy the game. We all do. Everybody enjoys it. The game is different for everybody. For me, I just want to come in, raid, have a good time, and just relax. You have people that are completionists. You have the people who want to speed run, who wants to do all this stuff, right? Again,
Right.
that's not my cup of tea. I have my own theories about speed running. That I'll leave that to myself, because that can bother a lot of people. But I don't do that. I'm not going to sit there and hang out with people who do. The one thing I like to tell everybody is, okay, I have a bunch of friends and they all do cocaine. Why would I sit there and hang out with a bunch of guys who do cocaine when I have nothing to do with it?
By the
What
way,
is the
kids,
benefit for me?
don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Thought I'd point that out, but go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, why would I hang out with a group that I don't belong in? And
Right.
that's something that I try to keep in the back of my head, where I'm trying to make sure I bring in the people that fit the group that we're trying to create.
Yeah.
We have somebody in here who is a very optimal person. Our founder, he knows about the weapons, he knows about builds, he knows how to do this, but he's low key. He's down to earth. He's not a dictator. He tries to help. We try to teach different ways.
Right.
There's different ways of doing the abyss in Crota, right? So everyone's doing it different. But we want to try to open it up to make sure that people understand all of the aspects in different ways. Some
Right.
people can go through the abyss with Eager Edge and Strand. There's people that I know that are not going to be able to. So sometimes you can do the most optimal thing, but sometimes you need to do the safest thing depending on who you're with.
Right. Pestilence, he said, talking about like the LFG, he was saying, LFG has always been an issue. D1 was galley or bust. D2 is is a cluster of impatient players who want the fastest clear possible, and one mistake gets you booted, it's sad. And then of course, after the whole drug talk, he says snow party for TOS purposes.
Right.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I do apologize. Maybe I should have changed the whole.
Welcome to GuardCast-IRL, people. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yes.
So
yeah, no,
actually, if
again, it's the community. And Pestilence is right. The community has changed so much over the years. Again, like D1, it was something new. You had tryhards, but at least the tryhards, they had personalities. Like, they had personalities. I knew we had a bunch of them in my clan where there were tryhards, but they had personalities. There was, all right, let's get this done. Oh, this and that. Oh yeah, sure. They raged, no, not an issue. But after they got done raging, they were cool.
Right.
Now, the tryhards are a different story now. You know, you have, you know, again, elitists. I think Datto, for all intents and purposes, I think Datto being labeled elite, I think is a little too hard. Yes, he is who he is, but he also does come with a lot of very solid points. And there is a whole other bunch of people that are more elite than Datto. But, you know, that's my personal opinion.
Right. I mean, there's always somebody that's trying to outdo the next person. So, I mean, it is what it is. And especially it's on the internet. I mean, the internet it is what it is too. It's the swampiest place that we all love, you know. But within that swamp, you can find a lot of great people. And I think we were talking about how I feel like, you know, Destiny is not meant for like a single player. It's more of you know, it's meant to find others to play the game with. Like, I could literally sit here, if I have someone to bullshit, I can run strikes like for hours. And, you know, if we're just bullshitting, just continuously running strikes, you know, collecting loot and stuff like that. Yeah, but if I was to do that by myself, dude, I swear to God, I would lose my fucking mind by the 5th strike. Because I've done it before, trying to get that damn service revolver. It was the hand cannon before they did the whole sunset shit. And I was hoping I was going to be able to use it, but they ended up sunsetting that weapon. And I did so many strikes just so I could try to get it. Pestilence said, I feel like Datto being considered elite is more based on his namesake and tries with Bungie themselves as opposed to his views on the game.
Oh, of course.
It's with his ties with Bungie.
I understand that, but doesn't he get more threats than Salt though?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
to be honest, like, I don't watch a lot of those guys, and if I do, it's like, I think I'll watch more or less. I'll watch a lot of like smaller guys who do builds, you know, to kind of give me an idea of what the cutting edge build is right now, and I can try to have a build for each subclass, and just to kind of give me a good stepping stone. But really for me, I just, there's really no streamer. I mean, of course I gotta have my ass to cross TWAB every Thursday. All right, I gotta have it. You know, I'm at work, you know, I gotta listen to whatever the Bungie thing is, because I ain't got time to sit there and read it myself. So, you know, I'll wait for Cross to put out a video. But other than that, that's about as far as it goes. And
I'm starting to enjoy Cross a little bit more now, because he's actually showing more personality for me. You know, in his older videos, like, again, I don't watch many CCs, right?
Yeah.
So when you know, so there were times like I get made fun of, but you know, from my friends, but I kind of enjoy Rick Cactus a little bit. You know, so I kind of watch his, like, the guides that I do provide for my clan. They're Cactus guides, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Crota for Dummies. You know, so I would end up doing that, and you know what? Everybody likes what they want. You know, you have, you know, and everybody's different. But back in the day, when I was starting to watch videos a little bit just to see certain things, like, I didn't find Cross had a personality to my liking. But now I have seen, maybe I think the last 6 months, a couple of his videos, he's actually cracking jokes now, or jokes that I guess I never paid attention to back in the day. But I think his personality is out a little bit more. So I'm kind of enjoying watching him a little bit.
Right. Yeah, sometimes I feel like, Pestilence also says he used to after the div nerf, though. Well, I believe talking about Datto. I think I remember that whole shitstorm when it came to the divinity nerf, and I'm just like, guys,
Oh.
It's not that
It's a
deep,
funny.
man.
It's funny
I
you
mean,
mentioned that.
yeah, I
It's funny you actually said that word. Um, back in Destiny One, I was notorious for creating new PlayStation accounts. I would sit
right,
there, and because of how Destiny was back then, you can't do this anymore. God forbid. But you can go there and you can delete your characters and you do all this stuff.
right.
My friends actually called me the man with 1,000 sleepers because because and this was before collections, right? So I would go in there and I had like 9 or 10 PlayStation accounts, and each one, and I had 3 guardians on each account, and I actually went there to do. The first thing I always did is once I got to level whatever it was, my first thing was getting the sleeper on that for that character. So,
Right.
so, but I was corny back then. That stuff, again, there was not much stuff to do back then. So you know what? I gave myself something to do. I created another account, and I went through the story again. So
Right.
that's what I had. But that's what it was. You know, so it's like, you have all that stuff. But yeah, I had 11 PlayStation accounts, and one of them was called Shitstorm, and I spelled it SCHITTSTORM. Like, I actually created that account.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
so
I had a
uh
bunch of this.
okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. So but I'm going to let you kind of let's see if I can give you a topic, or you could talk to chat. Talk about anything. Zero. That's my boy. Chris Lewis is my boy. Priscilla's. I used to have a gamer tag. All right, so I'm gonna trust you with my stream. I swear to God, if you break TOS while I'm gone, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you and very upset. So.
I am not going to say a word.
No, but you could talk. Talk to chat. Hey, chat. Ask them questions. Do whatever. Let me go use the restroom. I'll be right back. I promise.
Oh, look, there he goes. He just disappeared. All right, boys. How are we gonna ruin his reputation? So, yeah. I mean, if you guys have any questions or whatever, again, so I think a couple of my guys are in here. So if I find out you guys are asking dumb questions, I'm coming for you guys. What kind of party? The agent of the short bus? What? Alright. Final shape. Alright. I. It better be good. Um. It's with the limited information that we have. Okay, yeah, you know what? Cade's back. Whatever it is, and I watched the reveal, and then I watched the dev show or whatever. I do think it is going to be good. However, as long as they don't come up with a very crappy story that Lightfall did. Lightfall was bad in terms of uh, story, but it was great for gameplay. The difficulty kind of got to me a little bit, like it did everybody else, but um, they better come with a story that fits Forsaken or Taken King, to pretty much send us over the hill onto whatever's happening next. There's a bunch of rumors out of what's going to happen um, after Final Shape with the Vex. Um, I want to tell everybody, uh, I like to tell everybody that I'm going to die laughing if they're going to come up and say something because the Vex have time shifting and time travel capabilities, that somehow they're going to reset us and it's going to make Bungie bring back everything in Destiny 1 to start all over again. I really, part of me kind of wants that, but I think a lot of the community is not going to like it. But I think inside the Traveler, the whole linear path, I think is interesting. You know, just to see the timeline of where we started to where we're ending, I actually think that's a very good idea on my standpoint. So, I mean, there's nothing like the original tower, so I can't wait to see it again. But yeah, I mean, I think Final Shape is going to be good. I really hope it is. Bringing back Cade, I think, will make it easier. Because let's face it, I mean, Nathan and Zavala, you know, they're Lance. Those are two icons that if we didn't have one of them at the end of the saga, it would be a huge letdown. It stinks that what happened to Reddick. I think we all took that personally hard. I was a Nathan guy and a K6 guy. In D1, I was a Hunter main all the way through Forsaken, and then I swapped to Warlock. But Cade, he fit my personality. He was, you know, happy-go-lucky. He was quirky. He created jokes. That's my mentality. So he was close to me. When Forsaken happened, like I actually died, crying, you know, with that whole with the video. When I went back to again recreate my characters before, now I stopped doing that, but I would go back through the story systems again, and usually all other cutscenes I would bypass. But when it came to Cade's death, like I just had to sit there and I just had to watch it. It was a monumental thing for me, and it was probably the biggest cutscene that I hold closest in this game. You know, that even supersedes, you know, whether we wanted it or not. We stepped into a war with the Cabal.
So I am back, by the way.
Yep, I see. So,
chat,
yeah,
tell me did he break TOS? They gonna snitch on you, just so you know.
No, he did not. No. I think Pestilence wanted to have a certain type of party but he wouldn't explain what. Oh,
okay. A fist party.
So, right, so my guy, so the guy Michael in our chat, he was one of my originals from D1. And he actually took a really long break. And he just got back into the game, so he's back with me again. We don't technically know if Cade is coming. We know that he's guiding us through Final Shape. We just don't know in what capacity. The best way I can explain it is we don't know if he's going to be the Savathun from Witch Queen or the Savathun from this season where she's just sitting in the background and Maru is talking for her and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how important we don't know where he's going to fit in the storyline. We just know that he's going to guide us through the through the Traveler. and into the valley. So I'm not sure where it is. Do you know anything? Has anybody heard?
I mean, well, okay, so the way how I understand it from watching the because I know at work I was watching the showcase, and they were talking a lot about the reason why they felt the need to bring Cade back. And basically, when we enter into the Traveler, he's going to basically be our guide, like he always was.
Right, he's a shepherd.
Right, and he and they wanted for basically the grand finale of the final shape was that it wouldn't be the same without him to be with Zavala and Ikora. So and I believe he's going to be like the main guy that's going to really help us through whatever it is that we're going to end up going through when we go into the Traveler.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, because before you came back, you know, when this original question was if I thought the final shape was going to be good or bad, you know, I did mention that Cade coming back is a good thing, because at least for me, it's on a personal level, Cade is me in real life, quirky, dynamic, we crack jokes, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. But I'm trying, what I don't know, and I don't think the community knows, is if he was signed before or after Lance passed. So it would be kind of hard to go into the final shape to end whatever saga this is, to branch into the new one with those, either of them not into the ending. So I don't know if Cade came back before they signed Nathan, before Lance passed away, or if it was after. I don't think we know that. But the ending of this like Dark Saga would not be the same if Lance or Nathan were not here.
Right.
And just the fact that we don't have Gina Torres either, and having
well, yeah, we're not going to have all the original voice actors, but like the characters themselves. Because Keith taking over for Zavala, I think he's going to be a great pick, but you'll never have another Lance Reddick to play as Zavala. I mean, you can't replace that. But no, I'm glad that they're not going to just kill Zavala off in the game, you know. And
yeah, I didn't like the community turning around and saying, oh, they should AI his voice. I'm like,
no, I did not agree with that. I don't think that they should have AI'd his voice, because it's not the same. AI technology is not quite there yet. Yeah, basically, because there was a way with his voice. Yeah, it would sound like him, but it wouldn't be Zavala, that Lance Reddick brought to the table. It just wouldn't happen.
I wouldn't have killed him off. If they were going to let Zavala go, they should have I would have hoped that they would have given him the Paul Walker walk-off treatment. What Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Paul Walker would be passed. Yeah. He had a brother, but you know what? They did not kill him off. They had him walk into the sunset in the movie, and they just let it go there. And I would have hoped that they would have done that with Zavala if they didn't find Keith or anything like that. And I love Keith. Keith is a great actor. I felt he was fantastic in Mass Effect. I thought, his role as Captain Anderson on Mass Effect, I think that was beautifully done.
And he also played one of the characters in Halo too. So this isn't his first time working with Bungie. So I thought that was great. And it's just I'm just trying to imagine what he's going to sound like as playing as Zavala. It's just like, I don't know.
That'll be tricky because that's kind of like, hopefully he's not Luther Vandross trying to sing like Barry White.
Right.
I really hope it's not that different. The new Ikora, she actually has a little bit of the Gina trait in her. Like, I love Gina Torres. I loved her ever since, when Firefly was out, right? So, like, I thought she was fantastic. She was great in Suits. Like, I love the people that they brought in to voice act Destiny, with the exception of Dinklebot. I'm not a fan. But
yeah,
the original people, I think they were perfect for these roles. I think Gina was great as Ikora. And again, we can't praise Lance and Nathan enough. Nolan, when Forsaken came out, I think he did a fantastic job as acting as Nathan. He was very close. Nolan North, he's very talented. Whether it's, all the other games that he's done and with Nathan Drake and Uncharted, and Nolan is awesome. And he deserves every respect for what he did to beat Kate 6 after Nathan did not sign back with us. I thought he did a tremendous job with it. It was a good sell. It was a great way to have Cade go out. So a lot of people, everybody has those opinions. So but I think everybody else believes, again, Dinklebot was not the greatest character fit.
Right. So, I think we actually just passed the 1.5 hour mark. So, yeah, it does fly. I was just like, oh man. And as I would love to, keep this going, but I kind of figure, okay, so what we're gonna do, and I'm kind of winging this, guys, just a little bit, because this is my very first. Yeah. Because this is my first show of, this whole clan thing. So, and I don't want to waste anybody else's time, and, and just like keep going. Like, I mean, I'm good to go like 3 or 4 hours, but not everybody is. So, but before anything, if you're watching this and you haven't already, hit that like button and hit the subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff that you get told to do all the time. I know it sucks, but gotta play the algorithm game, and I know I was telling you, and this goes to anybody else that's watching this later on down the road, you are more than welcome to use this show, the one that you're in right now, Storm. You could use this for like your posts and stuff like that. So if somebody wants to actually get more in depth in what they're getting themselves into, yeah, I know it's like a whole ass like hour and a half, probably almost 2 hours that they would watch. But if they're really, trying to consider it, it might be a good selling point. So, and we'll see how far this go. And I know I got Pestilence, I got him for tomorrow night, and I have another one Friday night. So, and I'm trying to get more scheduled, especially for next week. And I just want to see how far I can go with this. And so I do want to tell you, thank you, Storm, for coming on and being a guest tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You get to flex, I was the first, so especially if this does well, and I really do hope that it does well for your clan, and everybody can kind of hear who you are behind all the posts that you put out. and I'm looking forward to my next 2 streams, and you know, I'll tell them the exact same thing. So before I start rambling on, I'm gonna give this moment to you to kind of tell folks, you know, where to find you, what it is, kind of. I mean, you could kind of give it like your recruiting posts a little bit, you know, add a little flair to it if you got to. You know, what kind of people you're looking for, just so that, you know, everything is kind of set in stone at this point. So
Yeah, all right. Well, I do. Instead of putting money into Eververse, I put money in playing in all 3 consoles. So depending on where I am, because I do split residence between 2 states. During the week, I'm usually playing on PC. On the weekends, I will either be on PlayStation or Xbox. Our clan Defiance, even though we've only been open for business for, you know, since June, I believe, we're just looking for dedicated guys. You know, dedicated guys that want to enjoy the game, who want to experience end game content. We help. We have people that are willing to teach and everything like that. We want gamers to really get involved with end game content, raids. We're PvE focused, so I would only talk about that. But raids and GMs and, you know, Master is now coming out right tomorrow, I believe. So there are going to be some people who are going to be doing Master mode for Crota. But we want those people who are dedicated to the game. You know, the ones, we don't want the people who just want to get in a clan and just want to do ad control by standing in the corner in a raid. We want the people who want to understand and learn the mechanics of, you know, whether it's the Abyss or the bridge in Crota, or running oracles and stuff in Valve or something like that. We want those people that will kind of submerge themselves into the game, who love the game. The game is a great game when you're playing with people that you have chemistry with. You were saying before, this game is not really solo. 80% of the game is soloable, but there's not. It's opposite of like Final Fantasy 14, where that is a RPG MMO. Destiny is a looter shooter. You get to chase stuff or whatever. The story can be good at times, but it's not story driven. It's driven by the community. You know, I'm a PvP guy, PvE guy. I don't like PvP. I understand that PvP helps the game succeed. There's 2 different games in it. It's not a PvE game. It's not a PvP game. It's a game where both need to survive in order to get to where we want to go. So we don't want the people that are going to come in, oh yeah, and they're gung-ho, and then next thing you know, they do a raid and then they're gone for 3 months. Those are not the guys that we want. We want people who are actually going to be serious and dedicated to us and the clan, and to run with their clanmates. You know, we want the people that are active. We understand people have social issues and social anxiety and stuff. My daughter actually has it. You know, we try to help those people come out of their shell a little bit. Nobody is left behind. We embrace all walks of life. You know, if there's anybody that's watching this stream that's LGBTQ plus, you know, we are welcoming to those people. You know, people get loose and everything like that, but we're not the typical tryhards. We're not the elites. We don't talk down to people. We try to help them. We try, if they want constructive criticism, we provide that. And that's all we do. We want to just help the community get to where they want to go, or the certain people in the community. That's pretty much us in a nutshell.
it's awesome. That's awesome. I think hopefully, you know, someone will come through and watch this stream and fall in love with your clan. It sounds great, and hopefully you guys can make, you know, great memories together. I would love to have like a follow-up. I might try to do that later on down the road, to have more of a follow-up from this. If you felt like it helped, if you met some really good people through this. But like I said, this is brand new, just an experiment. But so I do really appreciate you being on here, wasting your time with me. So
it wasn't a waste of time whatsoever. So I mean, with the, especially now with the servers being the way it is.
I was thinking, I almost thought about doing it last night, because I was like, man, I could not play Destiny at all. I was like, Bungie, please, I know you're getting DDoS and all, but damn.
Yeah, it was bad. We a couple of we were trying to get in. We have me, the founder, or if you want to call it again, co-founder, even though I'm an admin, we co-found. My friend, we had a couple of other raiders in our group. We try to at least get our stuff situated, especially for me, because I'm kind of like the weaker guy. Even though I'm competent, they're above my level. So like playing with them and getting with them, it makes me teach in a better, in a more positive light. So we try to get our clear done on that Tuesday, and our founder's got a weird schedule as well, so we also do it for him. But you know, we try to get that done, like so that way we can get that stuff done, and then off we are, and to help out everybody else, especially with us running our, you know, our events like 9:30 Eastern time. During the week it's kind of hard to teach in Sherpa depending on the time zone that they're in, because teaching can go anywhere between between 2 to 3.5 hours depending on which rate it is. So you know, so we try to limit that, and we try to hold that off until, you know, closer towards the end of the week, where people may have more time to invest in teaching and shepherding, and everything like that. So that's, you know, that's what we try to do. But yeah, I mean, we got kicked, I think 3 times just on the way down to the abyss.
Right.
It was bad. People got off. We turned off our system. We rebooted the machine. We did all this stuff. It was fine maybe for a half hour, and then all of a sudden it died again.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I actually told my guys today, I'm not going to schedule any events until Bungie comes and tells us they confirmed that the DOS attack is over.
Yeah, I had a lot better stability today, so I mean, I was able to do stuff tonight versus it was last night. Like, I couldn't even go to the tower without being kicked. So, I was just like, screw it. I need to be in a better mood because I got an important stream to do tomorrow. It's my first one after like 3 fucking months, you know. So I'm ready to get back on that wagon and let's go. Let's get it done. So I mean, work really networking. So I hope if I've reached out to you, be sure to let me know that you want to be a part of this. Trust me, I think I have a good feeling about this for you guys. So
yeah, I mean, let's see. Everybody's gonna be different. I'm pretty sure if I sit there and I listen to Pestilence tomorrow, his views might be different than mine.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. Like, it's like like for the next 2 streams are going to be interesting because it's like, all right, I had this one. Let's see where tomorrow's goes, and then you have Fridays. It's like, oh man. And I got I know on Friday I got 2 guys that are going to be joining me, at least 2 of them. So but anyways, I'll let you go ahead and give your final thoughts, and I think we'll go ahead and start wrapping up.
I definitely had a great time tonight. It was definitely a pleasure talking with you, as well as the other night. We actually got more in depth the other night too. So,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I had a great time. This is actually my first time ever on a podcast, so I definitely appreciate the time that you've given to me. Hopefully, and I said this to you before, hopefully this works. Hopefully it works for you. Hopefully it works for us. It is a form of a pay it forward where I wish a lot of the community did do. I don't see a lot of the pay it forward on my standpoint. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying that I've never seen it, but I want to have the community love each other, right?
Right.
So, so I'm fully supporting your endeavor. I know you're doing this to actually help us out as well. And I do appreciate that. I appreciate the time, and I appreciate you inviting me to do this.
Thank you. It really means a lot, because this whole I found that you can't force people to think differently. All you could do is be the example. So maybe if this does do well and people see it, it starts a trend, and maybe we'll see a difference. Because the last thing we needed is our community is getting bad as COD. Because the old school Xbox Call of Duty lobbies, man, that's when a boy turned into a man right there.
The Destiny community is up there, but I don't see any community that's ever going to take down COD.
I don't know. Not as long as they're around. But I love the COD community too, I guess.
It's a love-hate relationship, I heard. I've never played COD, but I heard it's love-hate.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm going ahead and I'm going to let you go. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up with everybody else that's still here with us. And yeah. And like I said, let's do a follow-up later on down the line. And
absolutely.
We can hear more about your endeavor. And it will just be a regular, we'll do just like a regular stream instead of like the clan edition part. So, but yeah, I would love to do a follow-up with you, and be sure to keep in touch as well. Like, you could hit me up anytime, or send me memes. I don't care. It's like whatever. So,
yeah, absolutely. And then what I'll do is to help out, if you're interested, I can actually provide you with my tags for all my platforms. If you want to put it on here,
I will put in. After we're done here, go ahead and send that all to me, and I will just copy and paste it into my description, so everybody watching this, they can find out all your information. So
yeah, definitely. I appreciate the time.
All right, man. You take it easy now.
Take it easy, man.
Yep. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guardians of all ages. There it is. Whew. All right, so 2 hours in, huh? Almost 2 hours. Again, Michael, Pestilence, everybody, Zero. I appreciate y'all being here. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. I really am. I really, really am. And I'm also looking toward Friday, which, you know what I should have done? I failed. I just thought of this, because normally I put the link to the stream into the damn Discord. I have a little section where stream links. Damn. I should have done that. I forgot all about that. Pestilence, remind me. Put the link in the damn Discord. Okay. All right. So I know it's been like pretty much 3 months since my last stream, and I think this is going to help me get back on that horse. So, and I'm trying the best I can, try to get as many people lined up. So there might be some gaps in between. If you happen to see this and you end up being on the show, like I was telling Storm, you know, you're more than welcome to use this as an example within your clan posts if you like. I'm not expecting it to be that way, but it is what it is. So all right, everybody, I think I'm going to call it a night. Again, thank you for your time. This is your first time here, please do like, subscribe, do all the things, and I guess we'll see you tomorrow night. So, and until we meet again, Guardians, stay classy.